I've made my voice pretty well heard over there. I'm not sure, they may not return my calls all the time because I'm yelling at them all the time on some of the issues. But, you know, I think they really want to hear from us because we're on the ground, as you know, in our own communities. It's the frustration that there are, in my state, 70,000+ people can qualify for Medicaid as well as subsidies in order to get health care. I'm frustrated for them because they're not able to get through the process. I delivered that frustration on a fairly regular basis to the White House, and today it was more direct.
More direct today, the President, the Vice President, the White House Chief of Staff, and Jeff Zients, who's heading up the effort to rehabilitate the website, met behind closed doors with 15 Senate Democrats facing voters in 2014. And the anecdotal evidence we're getting is that it was pretty direct, or spicy, as another Democrat said. Let's bring in our panel. Judge Andrew Napolitano, Fox News senior judicial analyst, A.B. Stoddard, associate editor of The Hill and syndicated columnist, Charles Krauthammer, author of the highly acclaimed book, Things That Matter, #3 on Amazon, #2 next week on the New York Times bestseller list. Congratulations.
Only one hill to climb.
Yeah, killing Jesus is going to be tough.
That's going to be hard. Yeah. Out of respect, I think I won't do that.
Judge,
congratulations, Charles.
This seems like a big event, the fact that this meeting happens at the White House.
I think this is a big event because the president it's been demonstrated conclusively now that the president was lying when he said you can keep your own doctor and you can keep your own insurance policy, followed it with the word period, which is a way of saying everything that precedes the word period is the absolute truth. And who is hurt the most when the president lies? Vulnerable Democrats who've been associated with him on this and other programs. Democrats who will have to face the electorate and will have to answer for why they jumped on the bandwagon of somebody who lied, why they're defending a program that's indefensible, and why their constituents are being asked to log on to a program that they can't log on to. I think the president is going to have difficulty governing because of this lie, and this is the beginning of many more episodes of this nature. But I'd like to hear what the language was that was described as spicy.
That's right. We don't often hear spicy. I mean, direct. By the way, the president is in Dallas tonight speaking to an event. You can see he's turned to the group there, speaking about Affordable Health Care Act, as you can see. A.B., listen, this meeting, it seems like a kind of event that, of course, Republicans are going to be attacking the administration on this rollout, but when these Democrats get together and express this frustration, it seems a bigger deal.
That's the problem, is that what the judge said is that first it was that you couldn't get onto the website and get your coverage, and what if you couldn't get it in time before you might have been penalized? Now it's they're hearing from constituents who are insured, who never thought they'd have to deal with Obamacare, who are afraid they're going to get a cancellation notice, or afraid that next year they'll find out that they have an employer-provided plan that maybe is, you know, going to be excluded from the narrow grandfathering that was written into the regulations. And so maybe their plan is going to be so changed, it's as good as canceled. Everything is now an unknown, and it's not just how you sign up on the website for Obamacare. It's really frightening if you think about what's going to take place sort of after March 31, as you look at the impact to the economy of fear of what's to come with your plan, even if you weren't one of the people that is thus far affected.
I mean, Ed Henry's reporting tonight that they're definitely floating a 1-year delay, which the president apparently didn't agree to, a 6-month delay, 3 months. I mean, could this be the next shoe that Democrats and even this White House say, you know what, we should delay it?
I think it's going to have to happen unless there's a miraculous recovery, unless the website is working like the Apple websites by the 1st of December, which is highly unlikely, unless there is a way to get around the cancellation issue, which I can't see at all. There's going to have to be a delay, and the impetus will come from the Democrats in the Senate, who are going to get slaughtered. Look what happened last night in Virginia. What Obamacare did is it single-handedly, there's only a slight exaggeration, turned what should have been a landslide, was almost a landslide, into a cliffhanger. Cuccinelli was behind by double digits after the shutdown that really hurt him in Northern Virginia, where there were a lot of government workers. He was way behind. He decided to gamble it all in the last week attacking Obamacare, and he came to the point whereby at about 10 o'clock last night he was actually ahead in the count, and then he lost narrowly. That's all Obamacare. And this is not new. 4 years ago in Virginia and New Jersey, Obama campaigned for the Democratic candidates for government, and they both lost. And the issue was the beginning of the Tea Party revolt. The issues were the stimulus, high taxation, high spending, and it was Obamacare. So this is now the second time Obamacare is striking, and it's going to continue to strike. It petered away after the last time because it was all in theory, it wasn't happening, it was suspended. But it's happening now, and unless they stop the avalanche here, the Democrats are going to get buried in this.
You see some of the results coming in on the Bing.com website. You can scroll down to some of the questions being asked. What concerns you most or frustrates you most about Obamacare? The law itself, 75%. And when do you think healthcare.gov, the website, will be fully functional? 32% spring of 2014. 55% never. Take a listen to Max Balkis, Democrat, today, questioning Kathleen Sebelius.
Why just keep limping along? Why not just shut it down and put it together the way it should be put together? Many have pointed out that your one-off fixes tend to have unintended consequences down the road.
It's been advised that you don't gain much from just taking the whole system down for a week, a couple of weeks. It's better to do this on an ongoing basis.
I mean, Judge, do it on an ongoing basis. You've got privacy concerns. You've got all kinds of things happening here.
You have ordinary middle American and lower middle class folk who are legitimately trying to protect themselves in the president's signature issue, and they can't get it done. Bob Menendez, Senator Menendez from my home state, said today, oh, the Republicans are doing nothing but trying to destroy this for 4 years. Well, guess what? The public is learning that it doesn't work, and the public is putting pressure on those 14 Democrats that met with the Senate today because some of them are seriously vulnerable in 2014, and they need a fix right now. I think you're going to see pressure from them along the lines of what Senator Balkis just suggested, because Mrs. Sebelius' argument just doesn't satisfy them because it doesn't satisfy the needs of their constituents.
Maybe this delay, you know, you talk to the administration, you hear Secretary Sebelius, she says that you can't have this delay. The law doesn't work that way. But there may be a push.
Considering the fact that this right now is a staggering disaster, it's hard to believe that the administration, after delaying for businesses, is not going to do a delay for the individual mandate. But it is true that taking the website down, doing a delay, actually the American Academy of Actuaries said today a delay would wreak havoc on premiums, on subsidies coming from the government, more costs to government, really a real problem. But I can't imagine politically that they can survive without a delay.
Okay. By the way, Killing Jesus is Bill O'Reilly's book, in case somebody just emailed in and said, what is Killing Jesus? I wasn't...
You weren't being
equal plug.